Half forward, you'll hear an almighty roar. Port Adelaide will own this moment in history forever. Here for the first ever showdown at the Adelaide Oval, and Port Adelaide have won by the best part of 10 goals, 55 points, the final margin.
It is one of the great footy stories, Port Adelaide rising from the ashes. This is a club that was just about dead and buried a couple of years ago. Enter Ken Hinkley, enter David Koch, enter Keith Thomas, the CEO, who doesn't get a lot of plaudits, and enter a playing group that is willing to work as hard as they have done under a world-renowned fitness guru. And you have got a side that is just creating history here in Adelaide.
David King downstairs with one of the heroes.
Oh, he is one of the heroes. Had a fantastic start to the season 2014. The boys are into him, but he's playing some great football. You must have enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was obviously pretty hot early. A few of the boys feeling the pinch at the end of the game, but to our credit, we stuck to the contested possession and tackle. That was our focus, and that's what we tried to do, and I think we won that and we got over the line, so it was good.
Headed halfway through the third quarter, you lose the lead. What goes through your mind then? Because you really found a yard. I mean, to win by this margin is frightening.
Yeah, I guess it was what Kenny spoke about earlier about the momentum. It's going to happen in footy. Adelaide are a good team, and there's not many bad teams in the comp anymore, so just got to try and adapt to that pressure and change the momentum, get it going your way, and we did that, and we finished off really well.
Can you improve from here? You got some scope?
Yeah, no doubt. We'll have a look at the vision over the next few days, and Kenny will point something out that we can improve on, so that's what we're about, and we love it.
He always finds something, doesn't he?
Absolutely. Yeah, there's always something wrong. So.
Well done, mate. Go and enjoy this one.
The sea of teal up on their feet now to celebrate. The top 10 all-time crowds here at Adelaide Oval are all football crowds. No cricket match, no rock concert has come close to anything football has delivered for this crowd. And what another sensational moment it's been today.
And that'll keep going, I think, Dwayne. There's going to be some big crowds here all year, whether it's Crows, whether it's Port, whether it's a showdown, whether it's a final. There's going to be plenty of people wanting to come to Adelaide Oval, not just South Australians as well. There'll be plenty of interstaters coming over to have a look. But right now, look at Port Adelaide. Look at the smiles on their faces. I think they know they're pretty good at the moment. I think they know they're fit. I think they know they're a genuine side.
I think they know they've got a good coach, and he's downstairs with David King.
They got a beauty. There's no doubt about that, Ken. That was powerful in the end. You led pretty much all day, headed halfway through the third term, but this margin is powerful, isn't it?
Yeah, look, the boys did work really hard. I mean, that's the key message for our blokes is if we work hard and we put effort in, and keep running, and I've said that publicly, we run and we've got some good players that can really run, but they just really grind sides, and I love the fact that they just keep trying for me.
What about the growth in some of your players? I mean, much talked about Pollock, his improvement over the summer, and you challenged him over the summer, but Hartlett's gone to another level. Ebert looks like he's gone to another level. Yeah,
look, they're young leaders, Kingy, and that's what we need. Young leaders stand up when you need them to, and that's what they've been able to do again today. And that's the key message. They're very young. They're a young side. They're a young midfield group, but they just want to value defence. And if they do that, they're going to be a great side.
What was it like in the box today? We saw a little bit of vision where you got a little bit fiery today. You might have got a couple of weeks yourself tonight.
Yeah, no, I hate the box, to be honest. It makes me a bit cranky, and you try to stay calm, but this is a big game. This is a big week for our football club and for our town, and we really appreciate the opportunity to be here, and hopefully we're a humble club, and we do the right things all the time.
What about the support? I mean, this is amazing today. I don't think I've heard a crowd as vocal as this. We interviewed you pre-game. I didn't hear any of your answers today. I must apologise.
Oh, mate, our crowd is enormous. The Port Adelaide crowd are the best crowd in the competition. I love them to death, and I'm sure that they'll come along every week when we need them.
You go and give us some more words on the microphone there, mate. Well done.
Thanks, mate.
Yes, the phrase "the genuine article" was used then, and they certainly are, Lynchy, the genuine article, and emphatic in the end. 55-point victory.
Yeah, just belted that Adelaide Crows off the park late. It was an emphatic display, and so very exciting team. I think we all enjoyed watching their evolution last year, and I think there's a few of us that were a little bit sceptical whether they could actually maintain that level, but geez, they're off to a flying start.
Let's have a look at the recap, and then, of course, we'll see who takes the Showdown medal. But it all started with Port Adelaide very quickly out of the blocks, and it was young forward Robbie Gray who did the early damage, getting a chance from just inside 50, and he made no mistake. So that led the way for the Sea of Teal, but Lewis Johnston bounced back for the Adelaide Crows. But it was Port's first quarter, there was no question of that, as Butcher found Westhoff, and he's always dangerous when he's within range, and that was no exception. Eddie Betts has been settling into his new home, and he settled very well in the second quarter. Takes the mark, kicks the goal, and Adelaide starts the long climb back. And Kenny says, hey, leave me alone. Can't you see I'm busy? Wingard, Boak, and the lead was out to 24 points.
And the third quarter, we just thought the Adelaide Crows are coming. There's no doubt they were. And there's Richard Douglas. He just puts one over the goal line, and he was fantastic on the day. Ended up with 29 disposals. Then across to Brodie Smith, gets involved from 55. Slots another one to put the Crows in front, and pressure starting to be applied to Port Adelaide.
At this stage, did you think the Crows could go on with it?
I must admit, I was starting to get a bit wobbly, but when I saw this, and this man, Chad Wingard, mark and goal, they're back in front, led by 9 points at this stage. Travis Boak goes long. Again, a lot of pressure on the goal line. Robbie Gray's around it. Wingard, how's that gone through? Once you get that through, you lead by 24 points going into the last quarter, and then again, a lot of entries going deep, putting pressure on the defence of the Adelaide Crows. Hartlett, one of his better games that I've seen in the last 12 months, puts one through. Again, turnovers. Costly, Ollie Wines, superstar rookie from last year, slots another one through. The lead's out to 36 points, and they're putting on a clinic right now. Again, Adelaide Crows finished all over. Matt White started as a sub, finished off with 2 goals, 9 disposals. And the former Tiger thinks this goes pretty well as the siren goes, and you can see the Port Adelaide supporters in the background. They're pretty pumped. So take out the Showdown win-loss ratio 20-16.
Starting to get a little break, aren't they?
Very, very happy.
What a performance, and well done to Hartlett, who has won the Showdown medal for his game today. Played superbly, Lynchy, didn't he?
He did, whether off half back through the midfield. We saw him push forward and kick 1 goal. He missed one as well. 29 disposals in a very, very good display. And we know this man's got talent, and we saw last year he had a few problems with shoulder injuries, which probably is something he's going to have to manage throughout his career. But we know inside or outside, he's got the class.
They've got so many players, though, that can lift on any given day and at any given time. But Hartlett had plenty of teammates today who were almost just as effective.
And that's the thing. We haven't spoken too much about Kane Corns, who put another great display of 33 disposals. So, but it's the young class that are coming through, and Chad Wingard, we spoke about in the wrap-up. He was emphatic the way he went about it. Had 17 disposals, kicked 4 goals too. Again, very, very capable up through the midfield with his polish going inside 50. But if you're isolated deep, it's going to be a nightmare for any defender when this man is around the ball. He's an accomplished player now, and just a really class act. And
I think the real concern for a lot of clubs is the way that Port Adelaide are finishing off games, and they've just got, you know, so much to give right to that final siren. Polek is another one who played superbly today.
Well, and that's the point. If you're a good club, you're bringing in recruits that instantly make an impact. Now, Jared Pollock has spent a couple of years at the Brisbane Lions, couldn't find his feet in that team, went down, first training session. I think Kenny Hinkley's given him a bit of a cook and told him he's got to pick up his work rate. And I think what we've seen over the last 2 weeks is really encouraging about the systems they've got in place and the coaching staff that they've got in place at Port Adelaide, and they've seen this man really 20 disposals today and look like he's just adding to that young talent that we spoke about before.
Ominous signs for the rest of the competition. Well, we've still got lots of footy still to come on Saturday Live on